So, peeps, if someone gives you drugs, say thank you, because drugs are pretty fucking expensive.
Yeah. Nowadays. Yeah, buddy. Appreciate when someone offers you something. Don't say no. All right, we're back. It's February the 6th. This is our Wandavision episode 5 full spoiler recap. We're going to talk about everything that went down in the episode, all of our theories, all those spoilers, all the craziness that went down. Kike! What's up, man?
Yeah, what's up, my man? How you doing?
Just chilling and drinking. You better start drinking right now. I want to see you drunk before we finish this video.
It's not gonna take me long.
Come on. Peace. Cheers.
All right, man. Cheers.
Yeah.
All right. I just got out from work. Okay, that's why I look like this.
Me too.
I'm not fucking high.
I just started my new job. I'm a temp at Dunder Mifflin Paper Company. My boss is a little weird. His name is Dwight Schrute. He looks fucking weird, but I don't know. I've got a good feeling about that place. Anyways, WandaVision episode 5 premiered yesterday, and oh my god, these episodes keep getting better. Not only do they keep getting better, but this one was almost 40 minutes long. 40 minutes. Did you notice
that? No, I didn't notice because I was enjoying the shit out of it.
It was probably the best episode to date. We're gonna get right fucking into it. I mean, the episode starts where we left off. We were in the 80s now. I think we were in the 80s.
Yeah, in the 80s.
And the kids are born, and the kids are loud, and they're crying a lot, and they don't know how to fucking be parents because they've never been parents before. And this bitch is going crazy where she's trying to do magic on them to shut them up. And she's like, go to sleep or stop making noise. And they keep crying and shit. And she realizes my magic's not working on them. I wonder why. We'll get into it as the episode goes. But then everything's going good. And of course, Agatha arrives because she hears the babies. And she shows up. And coincidentally, again, out of nowhere. And then she kind of, something weird happens. Vision says something. I don't remember what he says. But it confuses her because I guess Vision was not supposed to act that way. And she looks at Wanda and she goes, do you want me to start again from the top? And Wanda looks at her like, do you this is exactly what happened here. Agatha just recognized Wanda as the director of the show. Because she's all like, Vision wasn't supposed to say that. And she looked at her and goes, do you want me to take it from the top? And Wanda's confused. And she looks at Vision because Vision's like, why is she saying that? And so,
oh, I know why. Because she was supposed to take care of the kids, and then she did that magic thing or whatever, or maybe that was after.
No.
Vision changes his mind last minute. He's like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh shit. So should I do it again
from the top?
Should I take it from the top? Yeah. And Vision is like,
but
what?
You know what they're basically telling us is that Agatha is not under Wanda's control, but is actually just playing along.
Yeah.
Agatha knows this is fake, and Agatha's playing along. She's not under Wanda's control. And this is one sign. There's more signs throughout this whole episode that Agatha's acting independently here. She's not being controlled the way Wanda's controlling others, or at least not that much. Entirely. Yeah. She still has some kind of freedom. And this is the first clue of it. As we go on, Vision goes and takes Wanda aside and starts talking to her. And he starts telling her, like, why is she acting weird? And Wanda's like, what are you talking about? Is she just being Agatha? And there was some weird part, Kike, where Agatha goes to the kitchen and is looking for dark liquor. And I was just like, what? Why is she looking for liquor? I thought she was getting something for the kids. Did you see that part? It was a little weird.
Oh, yeah. That was a little weird. I think she was gonna give him some
liquor to shut up,
brandy or some shit like that. Yeah, to shut him up or something.
I don't know. It was weird. I didn't understand. I didn't understand what was happening there. I was like, what is she doing? Is she getting liquor for the kids or something? I don't know. It was a little confusing. Um, but anyways,
At the beginning, I thought she said licorice, but I was like, they're babies. You can't give them licorice
yeah,
or
no.
liquor.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I think my dad gave me like he would put his thumb in the beer and then make me let me suck on his thumb when I was a little boy,
That's
um, a baby.
Mexican
That's a
dads.
Mexican dad for you. Anyways, um, so all of a sudden, Agatha's in the kitchen and there's silence, like because the babies have been crying this whole fucking time from the very beginning of the episode. They've been just crying and they don't stop. They're bitching about
Yeah.
it, but all of a sudden you don't hear the babies crying anymore. And Vision's like, "You hear that? The kids are gone." And so they go and looking for the kids, and the kids are not in the they're not in the cribs. And all of a sudden they turn around and the kids are there, and they're no longer babies. They are grown up. They're probably like maybe 3 or 4 years old. And we see Agatha sitting there on the counter, and she's okay with it. Like she's not freaked out that the kids all of a sudden fucking grew up. And she says something weird. She says something along the lines that, "Oh, kids, you just can't control them no matter how hard you try." And it made me think because earlier when they were crying and Wanda was trying to do magic on them and the magic wasn't working, uh, these kids are not a manifestation of Wanda
Yeah, it's
because she has
weird.
she has no control over them. So
Uh-huh.
this is like Mephisto. They are
Hmm.
doing them. I mean, we already know. We saw the leaks last time. Mephisto. So these kids are independent from Wanda. They're real, and she can't control them. Um, Agatha knows it, and these kids are
Hmm.
probably something that Mephisto wanted Wanda to manifest. And I think Mephisto, the goal is Agatha's there to take those kids out of that bubble and take them to Mephisto. I think
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
that's probably the goal.
I
Um,
think that they're taking advantage of the fact that she is in this uh in this situation, and she probably thinks that she's all in control, but at the same time they're playing her
yeah,
so that she can have the kids. So she already does. And now these kids, I don't know how, maybe they'll explain later during the series, have a mind of their own. They are, they are basically doing whatever the hell they want,
yeah,
but they're still kids,
yeah.
so it's nothing super extraordinary. Um, but go on.
Yeah. Um, and so, I mean, after that scene, we move on to outside of the bubble, and we see Monica Rambeau, and they're scanning her. And we also see Darcy and Wu come there to meet her. But the weird thing is, when they're scanning Monica Rambeau, they're asking her, "How was it inside? How did you feel?" And she said, "I felt trapped. I felt like she was holding me down, and she was in my head the whole time, and I could had no control over myself." And when they scanned her, also, the x rays or the scan came back all white. And they told her, "We think the machine's broken. And we need to do some more." And she's like, "No, no, I don't have time for this." And they moved on to the next scene. But she's going to turn into Photon. Is this her getting her powers? Maybe there's
Ah,
radiation, like through that field, that bubble. There's radiation or something. Why did her scans come out all white? Like if there was
true.
something wrong with the machine. There's more to
I don't
that
know if,
than they only
yeah, there is
spent
more to
they
that.
spent a couple of seconds on this scene, so they didn't give a lot of context. But there's more to this than just what they
Hmm.
showed. There's a reason why the scans were off and why they couldn't get any analysis out of her. Um, I
Hmm.
don't know if it has to do with maybe she's going to start getting powers, or if Wanda has done something to her. Maybe if this is even her for I don't know. It is her. I don't know why I even tried to suggest that.
I think she had powers before this because she was the only person within the world that snapped out of it. She remembered what
Mm,
happened with Ultron, and
yeah, a
she
little bit.
did survive that huge bitch slap
No, but
that
they
took her
all,
out.
yeah, but they all kind of snap out of
Mm-hmm.
it every once in a while. The neighbor
Mm-hmm.
did it, and Agatha was all like,
It's just
"No,
it,
no,
yeah.
don't." I mean, they all kind of do it every once in a while. But anyways, we're gonna move on. But just
Mm-hmm.
note, there's something going on with her. There's something going on with her scans. There's something going on. It's gonna develop into her character one way or another. that she's gonna get powers. I don't know if it'll happen in this series or if they're gonna wait till their Captain Marvel movie. But there's something going on here. And I will mention more Captain Marvel here in a little bit as we move on through the episode. But she doesn't want to be scanned anymore. She meets Darcy and Wu, and they go to a meeting with Sword with director Haywood, and right there they have a meeting and they start briefing everybody and they start telling everybody, hey, now we know that Wanda's the bad guy. And of course, Monica Rambeau is trying to defend Wanda, saying like she's not the bad guy because she didn't kill me. Yeah, but she shot you like fucking miles and through walls and shit. Yeah, but I didn't die. She protected me. And they're like, it doesn't matter. The reality of the fact is that there's an entire town that's inside the bubble that Wanda kidnapped, and they're all mind puppets for her. And that's what this
Mhm.
guy's saying. Like, hey, she is the bad guy. And she
Yeah.
is, the sad part about it, she is. And then he shows everyone a video, a confidential video. And you were right, Juan. The video shows Wanda 9 days before any of this got started. And she breaks into the sword facility and she's stealing the Vision's body. And you see the video and they're fucking taking the Vision apart. But before you start going crazy, they start saying, Doctor, or what's his name? FBI agent Wu, he says that it was in the Sokovia Accords and Vision signed off on it. That if he ever died or got destroyed, that it was the government's next order to disassemble and destroy every piece because he didn't want anybody to have the technology of him. And
Yeah,
so
they didn't want another Ultron incident,
yeah,
basically.
and so Vision signed off on it. When I die, disassemble me into little pieces and destroy all the little pieces. And that's what they were doing here. That's what they want us to believe they were doing. This is the government that could just be taking them apart to study or replicate.
Yeah, yeah, I thought about that too.
But
But yeah, that was the first like, what the
yeah, so your
fuck?
theory was right. She went and stole his fucking corpse. And not from Wakanda, from Sword. Here's the
Yeah.
crazy part. I'll get into this later. I don't want to jump ahead, but yes, this is you were right, and you said this 2 3 episodes ago. You said fucking
Mm.
she probably went and stole his dead body from somewhere, and I said that's
Which is
morbid.
grim as fuck.
Yeah, that's morbid as fuck. I don't think that happened,
Yeah.
but yes, it did. It fucking happened. Holy
Yeah.
shit, dude. I mean, this got fucking serious fast. Um, so now everybody knows. Oh my god, she's dangerous and shit. And the Vision's dead. Is he really? We'll get into that in a bit.
Hmm.
Um, they take us back to the fucking TV show. And we have this cute little shit where the kids are sneaking a little dog around and they're trying to sneak it in the house. They found it. And Wanda's all like, can we keep it? And whatever. And Vision arrives. And the crazy thing about Vision is when he arrives there, he's like, oh, we got a dog now. If Vision's already like, this is all weird and coincidental. But
Hmm.
he says, oh, what are you doing here, Vision? He's like, well, I don't know, but I bet somebody's gonna walk in with exactly the thing that we need. And he's being sarcastic, and all of a sudden Agatha comes in with a fucking doghouse, like if she knew they needed a fucking doghouse. And
Hmm.
and Vision's all like like I said, coincidentally, someone's gonna come in with exactly what we need. And
Oh
so
my god.
yeah, and so Vision's like even like now almost starting to wake up even more. He's just like, what the fuck? And so they have a little talk, Wanda and Vision, and Vision tells they don't want to keep the dog because it's they already have 2 kids and they're growing
Hmm.
fast and they don't need a fucking dog. Um, but the kids want the dog, and they talk, and Vision tells Wanda to tell them that you can't have a dog until because you're not old enough to be responsible. You have to be
Hmm.
10 years old before you can have a dog, she tells them. And so the kids look at each other and they're all like, 10 years old, huh? And then they're all like, no, 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 no. And the kids grow. And all of a sudden, the kids are 10 years old.
Yeah.
And Agatha's just there, like, oh, well. Like, everything's okay with that. Like, it's all part of the plan. They're almost the right age for me to steal and bring to my master, Mephisto.
Yeah.
You know,
That was really crazy. By the way, weird coincidence. I think in one of the comic books, they did have a dog called Spark.
Sparky,
That
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and he was a robot. And I believe he also died in this series. but I don't know exactly if he died like because he ate flowers as well or something like
Thanks for the
that.
spoilers. We're not there at that part yet, you ass.
Oh, okay. Oh.
This
God
is a
damn it.
spoiler
Okay.
place, anyways.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, like, the kids, they're doing this on their own. Like one of them has the powers that she does, and the other one has, look, the one in the red has the powers that she does. The one with the longer hair in the green has Quicksilver. He runs fast.
Mhm.
Those are his powers. So the one in the red, I think, does this. The one in the red makes them both grow. Because he's like, oh, she says we have to wait till we're 10. I'll make us 10, dude. And he makes them
Mhm.
10. It's obvious the one in the red's doing it because he's the one that looks at him first and he's like, I can fix this. And the other one smiles like, you're right, brother. I know you can. And he makes them. So, the kids are on their own and they're doing this on their own too. Because they see the mother's doing it. And if the mother does it, we can do it too. So they're going to grow
Mhm.
up to be crazy. It's insane. Um, and then they take us outside of the bubble. Here's where everything gets super interesting. Monica
Mhm.
Rambeau is there with Inspector Wu and Darcy, and she's there talking to them about trying to find a way to get into the bubble. And she wants a machine built made out of lead and all these things to protect them from protons and neutrons and a bunch of other radiation that the bubble is giving. And she says, I know an aerospace engineer that would be crazy enough to do this. And right away I'm all like, whoa, who is it? Look,
Mhm.
because we already know what she's talking about. You've seen it. You were talking about it the other day. The little car that you see in the trailers, and it's going
Oh
into
yeah.
the bubble. That's what she's telling them in that scene. She wants something built to try to go in the bubble. And that little car that we've seen in the trailer, that's what they're going to build. And someone's driving it. But she seemed excited when she says, I know the perfect aerospace engineer that probably would want to do something crazy like this. And the question is, who is it? Is it
Yeah. One
Reed
of the fantastic.
Richards? Reed
Yeah.
Richards. Holy shit. What did they
Yeah.
bring? Mr. Fantastic himself into this. Reed Richards, dude. What do you think of this little thing, little tease of something? Because
Um.
someone's coming. Even if it isn't Reed
Yeah.
Richards, she's talking about somebody coming to do that. An
Oh my
aerospace
god.
engineer.
Yeah. That's the only person that I was thinking about as well. That's what I was thinking. They're gonna eventually bring in the X-Men and they're gonna bring in the Fantastic Four. And Reed Richards would actually be the perfect person to bring in
Yeah,
because it's very low key. Like we can bring this one a character into this
just
series
one character.
and then develop a story to introduce it into the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. Now, will they bring him in to the series in the first season, or are they going to reserve that for a later season or a teaser towards the
Well,
end of the
I
ending
think it would
of
be I
the
think it would be
season?
wise to start introduce, like, because they have so many. I mean, if they really are going to bring X-Men and Fantastic Four into this, the truth is they have so many characters to introduce that it'd be stupid to introduce all of them or a lot in one
Yeah.
movie. So you have all these shows here in the next 3-4 years, a lot of shows and a few
Hmm.
movies. You need to start introducing characters now. Fine, we're not going to get an X-Men movie, but you need to start introducing one X-Men in this show, one X-Men in another show, another Fantastic Four in a movie. Like slowly introduce one character in each fucking thing so that eventually you get a fucking movie. You already developed the characters and people know them. And they could. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's gonna be Reed Richards. It's interesting. It just caught my eye, or my
Mhm.
ear, when I heard her say that. I was like,
That's true.
whoa, whoa, who's she bringing in? Um, After this part, they end up moving on, and uh, Monica wakes, has an epiphany, and she goes to her clothes that they brought her out. Because when she went into the bubble, she was wearing FBI or sword clothes, and when she came out of it, she was wearing that 19s fucking 70s retro shit. And so she went, and she, out of nowhere, she just takes Wu's gun, give me your gun, and starts shooting at her clothes, and the bullets fall off, and she realized, holy shit, when I went into the bubble, I was wearing Teflon. That's those pants and that shirt, they're Teflon. They're
Kevlar.
Kevlar. And so
Yeah.
she's all like, holy shit, like Wanda is It's still that vest. That is still that vest, but Wanda turned it into something else. But the properties are still the same.
Yeah.
Um, and so they start getting into the discussion that everything inside of there is real, regardless of what it's been transformed to.
Yep.
And so then Wu says, "Then who are the kids?" Uh, and Monica says, "Well, they're hers." And like, yeah, but there's no her kids didn't exist before, so they can't be real. And Monica says, "No, yes, they are real. Like everything inside the bubble is real. It's just altered." And her
Holy
kids,
shit,
yeah, and she
dude.
tells him, "I don't know how, but her kids are real." And so that's where we get to. Is this once again going back into, is this Mephisto? Who made the kids? Because Wanda
Or
didn't.
is she having sex with a dead
Devil
robot?
with a dead robot. Well, look, we're gonna get more into that. We're gonna get more into that in a little bit. Uh, but after this little discussion, they take us back into the TV show, and Vision is there in his fucking office with his friend Raja or whatever the fuck that guy's name is, and he's teaching them about computers and shit. And all of a sudden, they get an email, and the email is like it's like something from Darcy's computer. It's her report that Darcy's writing about the bubble and Wanda, just a report for Sword. And Vision starts reading it, and then all of a sudden, everybody in the office starts reading it simultaneously at the same time. And Vision freaks out, like, what the fuck? And then uh all of a sudden Vision's like, something's going on here. And his friend, whatever, tells him like, nah, dude, it's just a joke. What are you gonna type back? And so Vision looks at him, and then here is the main thing. Vision grabs fucking, Habibi or whatever his name is. Fucking Vision touches him like that, and he fucking wakes him out. He snaps him out of it, dude. And the fucking guy's all like, my family, I haven't seen my family in weeks. Oh, give me a phone. I need to call my wife. And she's all like, Wanda, she's trapped. It hurts. It hurts. And he freaks out of everything he's saying, that he touches him again and snaps him back into the dream. And so
Hmm.
this is where, this is our answer, Juan. I think this scene here, this is them telling us whether Vision's alive or not. Now, we already know that Wanda went and stole the body. So he was
Yeah.
dead. She obviously reconstructed the body with her powers, put them back
Hmm.
together. And then we've seen, and this is my theory, we've seen already in the trailers where she's with the stone. So once she has the body, she reconstructs it, and she's probably sad there with a dead body, and she's staring at it, crying. And then she's all like, he's not alive. He won't turn on. And she goes, oh, he needs the stone. And she fucking brings the stone back. And here's the crazy part. Everyone in the comic books, this is the rule in the about the stones. One cannot exist without the other.
Hmm.
If one exists, the rest of them will come back into existence. It's
Hmm.
just the way it works. She pops this one back up. She brings it back with her powers, and now all the Infinity Stones are back in the MCU, and they split up. But she keeps the yellow one, and she puts it on the dead body, and she wakes him up. And that's why Vision is alive once more. And that's why he's able to wake up Habibi or Hajar or whatever. He's able to wake him up because he has the stone, and only the stone would be able to snap somebody out of a mind spell. The
Hmm.
mind stone. So Vision has the stone. If Vision has
Yeah.
the stone, Vision's alive. The stone's on the
Yeah, he has his
body.
own powers.
The
Yeah.
stone's on the body. The fucking Vision's alive. That's what I
Yeah.
think. What did you think?
Yeah, I definitely think he's alive now. What was that line where she says that Wanda could have taken what's his face by herself, and she
Oh,
could have
Thanos.
like,
Yeah, she could have taken
yeah.
Thanos by herself.
Mm-hmm.
She's
So
very
she
powerful.
definitely, yeah, she's very powerful. Like
You think she brought back
nobody.
the stones? You think the stones are back? You think she's brought them back?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she did. Now I don't know if she has them in her power.
No, I
I
don't think
doubt
so.
that. I think she only has Vision Stone just to bring him back. I think that's her first agenda. Her agenda was to bring him back.
Yeah.
Obviously. But yeah, I think the Vision definitely is alive. I think he's starting to awake mentally. Um, but we'll see. I don't know. You know that the mind is a powerful thing, and if you know that you were dead, and you like believe it, you're gonna start dying. Uh, but if now you know that you're, if you know who you are and you have your own powers, he definitely used them to wake this person up. You know,
Yeah.
so he's definitely Vision for sure.
Yeah, I think he's back. I think he's alive 100%. I really do. I think this is the biggest clue and biggest example to let us know that, yeah, he's alive. Because look, he's using his powers. He's using the Mind Stone. And if he's using the Mind Stone is real. It's back.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I think he's alive. After this, they take us back to the household, and the kids are there with Wanda, and they fucking hear a noise outside, and the little dog runs out there to the door, and like a pendeja, and like everyone else, they open the door, and the little dog runs outside, and they all chase it. But anyways, we see this drone, and it's being flown by Monica Rambeau, and they're there at Sword, and they send it in there, and Hayward is there, yeah, and so then Hayward, he once it's there, he orders one of the guys to fire at Wanda. And Monica's like, what the fuck? And so this other guy with the other controls, they fire at Wanda. And when that happens, like the shit hits the fan. The best part of the
Mhm.
show, I think. All of a sudden their alarms go off, and everyone runs outside. And then Wanda slowly exits the bubble like a boss. She walks like a badass, and she's carrying the drone, dragging it with her hand, and she fucking tosses it at them. All fucking crazy. They start to talk. They all aim at her and they try to talk her down. Haywood's like, Wanda, you need to let all these people go and shit. And he goes, well, I'm not the bad guy. You guys are pointing guns at me. And they're telling her, like, yeah, but you have like 1,000 people, 3,000 people in there, and you're holding them
Mhm.
hostage. And then Monica Rambeau goes up to her and tells her, like, hey, you let me deliver your babies. You know I'm a good guy. Like, you need to let us help you. And she's like, they tell her, like, what do you want? And she says, I already have what I want. And he goes, and you're never gonna take it from me again. And she looks at Hayward when she says this. Now here's the thing that my theory. When she tells director Hayward, she looks right at him when she says, you're never gonna take it away. I have a theory. The whole scene that we've seen where she runs into Sword and steals the body.
Mhm.
Yes, she's walking into Sword to steal the body. Um, but I think, I think, I think they took it from her first. I think maybe she had it, or she was at Wakanda with it, or the Avengers had
Mhm.
it in their facility, something. But she was somewhere in the possession of it already. The Avengers, you know, Wakanda, somebody had the Vision's body, and she was there. And
Mhm.
Sword came and took it. And I think that's how she flipped out.
Yeah.
They just took the only thing I have left, his body. And that's why I think she lost it, and she went and fucking and stole the body from their facility and went crazy. Um and that's why I think she fucking points at him and she says, I have what I want already, and you're never going to take it from me again. And she says again, you're never going to take it from me again. And he looks at her like, what the fuck? um Then, of course, she turns her powers and she makes all the soldiers turn the guns on him. And she goes to the bubble and she turns it red and she goes back in the bubble. I mean, what do you think about all this fucking scenes?
I think you're on the right track. I definitely think that Sword took possession of the body of Vision, um, but I also think that the director is part of Hydra. Either that or he's Mephisto.
Here, it would make sense, dude. In a way, it would make sense if he was Mephisto, because
Mm-hmm.
if he is Mephisto, Mephisto is trying to he wants those kids. That's
Mm-hmm.
his end game. He's been wanting those two powerful kids. That's been his end game. And so he sends in Agatha inside the bubble to make sure that um everything goes in order.
Mm-hmm.
And so Agatha's there, and that's why Agatha is fucking conscious of it. Agatha plays along. She kind of take it from the top. Like she knows this is all fake, and she's pretending.
Yeah.
And she's there is to ensure that Wanda has the kids, that the kids grow up to a certain age, and then she is somehow gonna take them out of the bubble and give them to Mephisto. So if this guy, Hayward, is fucking Mephisto, then his end game plan is to get the kids out of the bubble. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And right now they can't get in the bubble. I mean, I think Hayward is the biggest probability right now that is probably going to end up being Mephisto. Hayward
Mm-hmm.
is.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if you know this because I'm not 100%. I haven't read most of the comic books, but wasn't Hydra the one responsible for Mephisto, or they had
Mephisto is the equivalent of the devil. He's always been there.
yeah.
He's evil. He's just the devil. He's the devil. He's the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the devil. They have God in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. His name is the One Above All, and the way they draw him is always like Jack Kirby.
Mm,
Jack Kirby is basically the One Above All because he fucking wrote actually he drew all of them. Stan Lee wrote the stories, yes, and
mhm,
named the characters and all that, but who drew them, who actually visualized and brought them back to life was
yeah.
Jack Kirby. He's dead. um, but yeah, he's the devil. Mephisto is the devil in the MCU,
Hmm.
and he's gonna be the bad guy, I think, in this Wanda show. He's behind everything, and it looks like it's gonna be Hayward. I mean,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
looks like it's gonna end up being him.
Yeah, I mean his intentions, even though they don't seem too extreme at the moment, because the government would take his side. If this was real life, they would act like this. This guy would be, well, Wanda's dangerous. We need to tame her down. We need to capture her, and but also the bad guys would be on his side too. Yeah, take her down. You know, uh, make sure
Yeah,
that she's not in control
yeah,
because it goes according to his plans. So, yeah, I think we are on the right track in this one. Yeah,
yeah.
I agree.
And pretty much it goes into a cliffhanger here. Well, not a cliffhanger. It doesn't end here, but she tells them, "This is your last warning. Your one and final warning. Leave me alone." And
Hmm.
she goes back in she turns the bubble red and she goes back in it. Um, I'm running low. I'm gonna get another beer, but we're gonna be right back. All right, cheers, my friend.
Hey, cheers, man.
So after she goes in the bubble, we go back to the TV show. And the kids have lost the dog because remember, they all ran outside with the drone and the dog ran outside. And they find him at Agatha's house. And apparently, the stupid little dog went to Agatha. And for whatever reason, Agatha has all these poisonous plants. Something that a witch does. Has all these poisonous plants. And the little dog ate some plants and fucking died. And it's pretty sad because I thought they were going to pull the whole he got runned over. But
Yeah.
no, he ate some plants, some poisonous plants because she's a witch, and the dog dies. Then the kids are all sad and they look at the mom and they're like, "Come on, mom, you can fix anything. You can bring him back from the dead." And Agatha, right away, her eyes open, but it wasn't like scared open. It was more like, "Really?" She goes,
Hmm.
"You can do that? I'm going to tell Mephisto. He needs to hear this. You can bring people back from the dead." And so she's all fucking like, "You can do that?" And Wanda's all like, she tries to explain to the kids, like, "Hey, like, we can't bring people back from the dead. It hurts. It hurts a lot. But you can't because it's wrong, no matter how bad you feel." But it's kind of funny because that's what she's doing. She's
Hmm.
telling the kids, "I can't bring back from the dead," but she's already brought fucking people back from the dead. So she's being weird about it. She's trying to teach her kids lessons that she doesn't even follow herself. So it's kind of hypocritical.
Yep.
Um, and the kids, they're sad and they don't want to feel the feelings. And so right away, they're about to start, they want to grow. And she stops them. She's like, "No, no, no. don't run away from this feeling. She goes, it hurts, but it's something that's part of life, and you need to learn from it. And so the kids stay small. And then the Vision shows up from work all tired because he's been at fucking work all day. Uh, wake talking to Habibi or whatever. And he gets here and he sees the kids and he finds out and he's like, oh man, and he comforts the kids, you know. So it's kind of sad of an episode there towards the end. But then at the end, we're back at home. I guess the kids are asleep, and Vision, he just tells Wanda, hey, you know what? I talked to Raja or whatever, Rakim, and I talked to the real him, the one that's not under your fucking control. And he told me he misses his family and that he's in a lot of pain. And Wanda's all like, well, I don't know why he said that. And he's all like, stop fucking around. I'm not stupid. I know what's going on. This needs to stop. And she keeps on pretending like, Vision, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's just like he's getting fed up. Like, look, I know you're doing this. Blah, blah, blah. And she keeps lying. And then she starts leaving the room like, oh, let's just go. And the show starts ending. And he's all like, what? We're going to go and sit down and watch TV so you can change everything again? And he starts getting pissed and she tries to end the show. Credits start coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And she's trying to end the show. And Vision's like, nah, we're going to have this fucking conversation. And then we have the most awkward fucking fight, because it was like your parents when you were a kid fighting. It was just like that, but with superheroes. Vision gets up all angry and flying in the air, and so does she. And she's screaming at her like, you have no right to be doing this to people. And what the fuck is outside of the bubble? And I don't even remember my life before this. What the fuck is going on? And, and she's yelling at him. And it was just crazy, this whole part, dude. What did you think about this mom and dad fighting type of
That
fight?
was
That's what it was. That's what it
yeah, yeah.
was. I mean, I was
It
just
was
like,
kind of
holy
awkward.
shit. It was
Watching it
awkward.
made me feel like a little like out of place. I was like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? Because you can only imagine your parents fighting, but imagine your parents are powerful.
Yeah.
All the fucking destruction they're gonna fucking make.
Yes.
Uh,
And he
but
was angry. He was yelling like Paul Bettany. You've never seen the Vision scream off the top of his lungs, and here you do. He is
yeah,
screaming, "Fuck you, woman!" Not he doesn't say "fuck you, woman," but he's screaming. Holy shit,
yeah,
dude!
that was really fucked up. But then you
Oh
hear
yeah,
the
no,
door
no.
knock.
Well, before that, she goes and sits down, and she's still trying to convince him. She says, you think I'm doing this? How is it possible that I'm controlling everybody's life and they go to work and do their own thing and cup of tea and they get dressed? How am I doing this to everyone in the town? How? And she tries to play the victim. And she says, I don't even remember how any of this started. And she goes, but I'm not doing any, I don't have control over everything. And then the door knocks. And Vision looks at the door and she looks at the door. And Vision's like this, like, God damn it. And she's all like, Vision, that I didn't do that. And he's all like, whatever, bitch. I don't even believe anything anymore. Basically, that's what he says. She's all like, I didn't make that door knock. And he's all like, whatever, bitch.
Because it was like last time, he's like, oh, how weird that someone's knocking on the door.
Yeah,
to interrupt
coincidentally.
this. Yeah, you're
Right.
making this.
Yeah, you're doing this. Like he's fed up and he's like, you're doing this, bitch. Whatever. Go answer the door. So she gets up to answer the door and we finally get it. The big reveal. Everybody's talking about this on the internet. Motherfucking Evan Peters, Quicksilver from the X-Men universe. Right there in front of the fucking door. And then the greatest thing about this episode, he goes up to her and says, hey, you're not gonna hug your brother you haven't seen in a long time or whatever. The greatest thing about this fucking episode, they switch over to Darcy, and Darcy's watching it on the TV, and Darcy's all like, they recasted Pietro?
Yeah.
Hang on. The greatest thing about all of this is that Darcy is all of us.
Yeah.
Darcy is literally all of us fans. She's watching the show along with us, and she's having the same reactions we are. I love her character with all of this thing because that's exactly what she is. You know, she is us, the fans. She's
And
all of
Agent
us.
Wood too.
Agent Wu,
I guess
yeah,
Agent Wood is the one is like thinking of
yeah,
the theories.
hexagons, the hexagons. You know, and
Yeah.
that's another thing that I forgot to mention. They mentioned, or Darcy came up with a nickname for the phenomenon. She called it
Mhm.
the hex.
Hex,
And
yeah.
when you think about it, a hex it means curse.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's another word for curse. It's a hexagon, but the word just hex is another word for curse. And
Oh
so
wow.
here's another thing that that goes back to Mephisto. The devil's involved one way or another. And so then we go back to the part where Wanda said, "I didn't do that. Who knocked? I didn't make the door knock. That's not me." So
Mhm.
if it wasn't her, dude, what if
Who
it was
was it?
Mephisto brought the kids, and Mephisto is bringing him from another universe?
Hmm. Oh shit. I don't
Or,
know.
or
So
is
you
it?
think he brought the kids from another universe?
I don't know, man. No,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
weird.
know. It's just somehow he's behind it. But anyways, the crazy part about Pietro. Here's another clue about Pietro. At the very end, because we now he's back and shit. He hugs her and she hugs him like she accepts it. At first, she's confused. You see it in her
Mhm.
face. She's fucking confused. Like Pietro. She even goes Pietro, and he's like, you're not gonna hug your long lost brother or what? And so she accepts it and hugs him. And when she hugs him, they finish hugging, and he steps back and he looks at Vision and he asks her, "Who's the popsicle?" Meaning, who's the dead guy?
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did.
He said, "Who's the
And
popsicle?"
who's the popsicle? Yeah. That is so weird, bro.
So
Like, ah,
he
god
is
damn it.
also aware in some
Yeah.
way of what's going on. Because in the next
Exactly.
episode, remember I've shown you the video where she blasts him because he says, "Big deal. It's not like your dead husband can die twice." So he
Hmm.
knows in some way what's going on. These might all
Do you
be
think he's seen?
maybe these are Mephisto
Do you think
illusions.
he's in complete control?
No, maybe this is this is
Yeah.
another illusion from Mephisto. You
Hmm.
know, but
Because he had a really thick, like New Jersey accent.
yeah, I mean, we'll see how he plays him. If he's gonna play him like a different Quicksilver, or is he gonna play him like the one from the X-Men? Excuse
Yeah.
me, sorry, y'all. And here's the other crazy stuff. If this is Quicksilver from that other universe, are we gonna get the young X-Men? Excuse me. I need to blow my nose, man. You think we'll get McAvoy? We'll get the Storm,
Oh,
Nightcrawler,
Jesus.
Cyclops, Jean Grey, the one from Game of Thrones, that little girl, and McAvoy. Would you think we'll get all the X-Men, young X-Men, brought into
That
this
would be
universe?
crazy good. That would be crazy good because I'm not against it, actually. Those some of those movies were great.
I'm not against
Um,
bringing the young guys. Like,
mhm.
don't bring. I don't want to see fucking what's his name. What's his name? Sir
Sir Patrick Stewart.
Stewart or
Yeah, he's too
McKellen
old.
or McKellen. Like,
Yeah,
that's it. They're done. I'm sorry. Recast Wolverine. Give us a younger Wolverine, an older but younger Wolverine. Like, obviously, because these kids are all young, so you can keep these
yeah,
young kids. Get us a Wolverine, maybe in his mid 30s, mid to mid late early 40s at the most. But get us a new Wolverine. Recast that motherfucker. But you already have McAvoy and Fassbender, and they're good as their characters. And you have these new kids that deserve more movies. They didn't get enough. They didn't get enough of a chance. Um,
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, that's the episode. That's how it leaves. I mean, quick
That was
silver.
a great finale for that episode. That was fucking crazy.
And I mean, we
It's a
know it.
great cliffhanger.
We know what's coming. We know the Vision is gonna leave the bubble, and when he leaves the
Yeah.
bubble, we seen him fall. But that's when we're
Hmm.
gonna find out. I think maybe next episode or maybe the following. But we're getting close to finding out whether the Vision is really alive or if he's really dead. But
Hmm. That's true.
I mean, that's it's gonna come down to we're gonna get to it. But personally, I think he is alive, and the whole scene where he wakes up fucking Rahabi or whatever, that scene, I really think that's when that's the proof right there that he's alive, and the Mind Stone is back, the Infinity Stones are back. Oh man, there's so many possibilities.
I can only think about this. Like, how can they top that fucking episode? Because if a lot more cool stuff is coming on, in order for this to be a good season, oh man, you can only think about the possibilities of what they're gonna be doing with
Dude, I
this.
mean, well, think about it. We already know we're gonna get some aerospace engineer, and he's gonna
Hmm.
volunteer to get in that little truck. If it's Reed
Hmm.
Richards, that's gonna be amazing. I don't know if it's gonna be Reed Richards. There's more stuff coming, dude. There's
And who's
more.
gonna be casted as him too?
There's been the rumor that it's Jim from The Office.
You think so?
Yeah, and that his wife
Oh
is
yeah, that's true. That
and
is
his
very
wife is
true.
Sue Storm. That's been the rumor, and it's been the rumor for a long time. I
Hmm.
hope it's true, man, because I would love to see him as Reed Richards. He'd make a perfect Reed Richards, and he's
That
got
is
the
very
comedy.
true.
He's got the comedy down right.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, and didn't he come out in SNL just recently? Obviously, he can't say like what he's doing with this, but he's out there, man. He's doing stuff, so more than likely it's him.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I mean, all we get is the back of the head of the helmet from the guy who's in it, but we don't know who the fuck is in that little thing. It could be
yeah,
anybody. It could be anybody. Um, Damn, still Evan Peters, dude. I mean, we all knew it
yeah,
was coming. We knew it was coming.
yeah. Ever since they
If you
talked
watch our
about like
videos,
the
you knew he
Big
was coming.
Bang and the solar, what was it? The solar flare or some sort, or
Yeah, yeah. The
uh,
energy, the cosmic,
yeah,
cosmic something rays.
yeah, cosmic rays. So yeah, after I heard that, I was like, oh, they're definitely gonna bring the Fantastic Four. Uh, I can't wait for next week, man.
I know.
Jesus.
It's this is getting better and better, and I hope they get longer. Like I hope next week is an hour. Like
Yeah.
like they're getting so fucking good, and Darcy is just great, man. Like I loved it. She's like they recasted Pietro, and I was all
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
dude, she's one of us.
And the great thing is that like the show get it basically gives us the opportunity to explore a lot of things because now that that happened, oh man, the possibilities are
Are
just like
endless. Oh,
endless,
the
dude.
X Men, the X
Uh,
Men, dude, I can't wait. I
that would be
hope.
so
I
cool.
don't know. I hope, man. Um, but that's fucking pretty much the entire episode of WandaVision 5.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll keep you up to date with more fucking news. Make sure you like and subscribe. And as always, my friend down here is going to give you a little bit of life advice.
Hmm.
For you to take home and maybe learn something from it. Go ahead, man. Tell them, dude.
Okay. Okay. So peeps, if someone gives you drugs, say thank you, because drugs are pretty fucking expensive.
Yeah. Nowadays, yeah, buddy. Appreciate when someone offers you something. Don't say no. Peace out, man.
Peace, bro. Take care.